Hi everybody, Llewellyn, Born to Whimsy here. I do like to jump right in and get started pretty quickly on these. So I'm gonna go ahead. I have all my paints down here at my feet and my my palette, which is just my paper plates. And as usual, I'm using my Dixie Belle paints. I have cotton, which is a white, and I'm gonna be using quite a bit of this Dixie Belle blue. I have this apricot color. Aubergine is my purple. It's like this deep dark purple, and I like that that adds in the moodiness. Flamingo is my bright orange, and Daisy is my yellow. So that's what I have so far. Probably put some cobalt in there as well. It's like a nice cobalt blue. So to start with, I usually gently spray my piece. It's just water, and this is a continuous mist bottle that I'm using over here. So I've been working on this sunset for a while, and I'm gonna fall over on my little rolly thing here. I've been going back and forth between sky and water, kind of like I usually do, and just slowly getting everything in there. So I really like my sun in the center here, and I really am liking the skyline along the bottom. I'm not sure I'm so happy with this cobalt blue right up against the sky, but maybe if I have a little bit less of it, I'll be happier with it. So we're gonna get some other colors in right along that sky. So I'm gonna take some cotton and some Dixie Belle blue. And I think I'm gonna start with that. And who knows what else I'll add in there. So let's see. And we're just gonna keep going. I like to do my darks and my brights first. And I left a lot of this like super bright. I know it's really bright. It's not gonna be that bright, but my bright paint doesn't cover quite as well if you're going over a dark. So I like to get my bright in there and have it ready to go. This area is actually gonna be pretty light because that's where my sun reflection is gonna be. So I'm gonna come in and get some of this. I just did the Dixie Belle blue with some cotton in there. And we're gonna start to lighten it up and spread it outwards. So this is like where you would see the sun like shining and shimmering off the waves. I'm gonna kind of start in the center and move down. And you can see it'll kind of cover over some of that bright flamingo that I put in there. It was like a flamingo. That's the name of the paint color that I was using. And we're gonna keep moving down. And one of the reasons I waited in between is because if I do them all on top of each other right away, they kind of get muddied up. I did also do this sand, and it's like super dark. So I'm gonna go back over that too. Everything gets a complete once over, and I'll be adding in more depth and more layers and more colors as we go along. So I'm starting out with the simple colors. I kind of did like I had a blueberry color up here before, and I'm not sure, I did like it, but I wanted it a little more blue. So I might just use my Dixie Belle blue and go in a little heavier up here and then kind of blend in some cobalt. We'll see. Let's see how I'm feeling. But this way, if I'm going over my brights, they don't get muddy, but then they show through like it's showing through from the sun. I did the water on my mermaid piece like 3 times because I just couldn't figure out the colors. Recently, they have been escaping me. The joy of painting. Okay, and being a perfectionist. Now I'm gonna go into my cobalt. And I'm just gonna make this a little less heavy because that line was too heavy for me. We'll work it a little bit at a time. We'll see how it goes. And I wanted my water to be a little bit lighter, but also a little bluer. I had it like blueberry, which is kind of a purple, blue, gray color. And then I changed it to cobalt. It's just been changing slowly. This is like the slow part of the process where I just kind of go back and forth and wonder what the heck I'm doing sometimes, but I like that lighter. I think it pops better, and it's not quite I still wanted it to be a light, pretty sunset, not such a moody. It got a little dark, but that's okay. Because we can easily come back from dark. So I know on the top of the wave, I want to kind of add in maybe some foam on the top. And I like the amount of light colors that are peeking through right here. I'm going to wait for it to dry a little bit and then maybe stipple in a little bit more apricot and, just to reflect some of these colors that are still up here, the yellows and the oranges in. But I want to wait for it to dry so I don't muddle it because this paint blends really easily. So if I do it now, it might turn gray. So I'll get a minute. It dries pretty quick too, so we shouldn't have to wait too long. And I'm gonna switch over brushes. Oh, I don't think I said I'm using my new turquoise iris brush. So I got this pretty right in here. And this is the angled one. The Pro Angle Shader it's perfect for what I'm doing right now. And I might just add, I can see back there, it's a little bright over in here. I'm going to keep some of those highlights again and add in the blue over the top. But I like that I changed up my colors a little bit, and I always was going to brighten it. I just wasn't sure exactly which colors I was using yet. But I think I made the right choice. And then, of course, it's going to need a lot more white because right along here you get all your foam. And you start to get the waves formed in there. I'm going to get this wave. It's going to be nice and foamy on the top, kind of like the foam's coming over the top of the wave. I'll have to go back and make it a little more perfect around the edges of the trim, but that is okay. Can you see how that just brought that little wave to life? And bam, there goes a wave. Right here, I'll start to do the foam in sort of the formation of the wave. So if I think a wave's moving this way, I'll kind of do little wiggly foam lines coming down towards me. Angle it, as if the foam is either being pushed this way or, it gets sucked back in when the wave moves back. switch my plate over here so I don't have any glue on it. And I'm gonna use 3 colors because I forgot to bring my sandbar out. So we're gonna mix it. We're gonna make some. Yeah, I'm gonna get some daisy. My daisy is almost gone. Well, maybe I might use some cotton as well, so that would be why it would be my 4th color really. And this purple, this is aubergine. It doesn't look as purple on the camera, but it is a deep, pretty purple. And let me get some of the white. I'm gonna use a cleaner brush for the white. Grab the white so I don't mess with it too much. There we go. Okay, and then to make my sandy color, I just kind of take a little bit of each and I mix them right in the center. And it makes, it can make a really tan color. You can get it really tan, which is the pink and the yellow, or you can add in that purple and that'll gray it out and the white will lighten. I like kind of a gray sand personally. I don't like my sand to be too yellow. So, but we'll see how it works. So what I already had on here was the aubergine, and it's just too dark. It's too dark. So I'm gonna try it with this. We'll see how it goes and see that looks tan. There's no purple to it. Okay, and I'm adding a little more aubergine as I get closer to the water. A lot of times where the water has hit the waves, it's darker, but I don't like my sand to be all one color, so I kind of tend to go back and forth. Add a little more purple. I do actually use quite a bit of purple in my sand. And this is like if you didn't have sandbar or something. You could just use sandbar and darken it up. I get a little more of that aubergine and mix a little more up. And I'm just taking from those 3 colors right in the center. If it looks too yellow or greenish, add some of that pink in. That'll take care of the green. If it looks too gray, add more of the yellow and maybe a hint of the, it's not really pink, it's apricot. It's kind of an orangey. I got a little more purple in towards the waves. And I do actually like to leave like a really thin line of that really dark color under the wave. It just kind of makes it pop. You don't have to, but it makes it look like it's coming up off the beach a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna add a little purple in where I'm closer to the water. It just kind of brings out some depth, makes it look a little wet. And what do you guys think? Are we liking this sand color better? I like this sand color a lot better. You guys can let me know. I think some of it could be a little more purpley because it is a nighttime scene, you know, like we've got the sun setting. So I do want it to be a little bit darker sand, but I went a little overkill with the almost black. It's a little too much, that's okay. And I don't mind what I did because it kind of peeks through, so it gives it, you know, like an undercoat. And I know sometimes with like, if I'm doing acrylics, I'll paint it underneath like a complementary color just for the top color to stand out differently, you know, or you can do that. I don't do a ton of that. I'm getting a little more aubergine as I come to this corner as well that's close to us. I wanted it to be a little darker and have more of the light area. Same idea, light area in the center. And I was thinking about doing some grass over here, so I might do that as well. And then I'm gonna actually, I think I'm gonna just fade it out to the aubergine along the edge here. It's a good stopping color. It kind of like separates it without it being like an abrupt stop or abrupt edge. And I'm just still kind of blending that aubergine in, and you can see as I go around the corner, I might just do the rest of this piece. I'm not sure exactly yet because I'm indecisive. So I might do the rest of this piece, the aubergine color, and do that dark purple, since it all kind of, that's where it's coming to. Like, it all seems to sort of fade out at the edges to this darker color, and that seems to be working. So I might do it, at least part of it, this really pretty deep dark purple. I have a few more cans of this, so we should be good. So I'm gonna actually probably need to let this dry, and I'm not sure yet if I want to do big grass going up over some of this, but like the big really dark right there, I'm not sure. Yep, we'll think about it. Sometime this weekend I'll come back in and add in some more lights, and I'm gonna try and finish this piece up in the next week. Thank you all for joining me, and I hope you guys have a good Friday, right? It's Friday. I hope you guys have a good Friday evening, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.